Kyle Hunter for bangthebook.com with a Friday, March 29th. Look at the Sweet 16. We're going to talk about the four games here on Friday. If you haven't already checked out the video for Thursday's Sweet 16, that one's already posted there to the YouTube page for Bang the Book. So check that one out if you haven't already. Tried to take a look at the four Thursday Sweet 16 games. Now we're going to look at the Friday Sweet 16 games. Right before I get into that, though, definitely check out bangthebook.com. Free picks, previews on everything that you could ever ask for. Just a great site as far as college basketball, NBA, baseball, lots of stuff going on now. It's a busy time in the sports world, but baseball starting earlier than normally does. Adam Burke has a baseball betting guide. Really good work there from Adam. I know he puts a lot of time into that, and it's very helpful. It's something that I've been looking at myself. I would suggest you look at something like that as well. You can get some interesting tips, tricks for betting baseball, different leans for unders, overs based on defensive changes from those teams. Lots of stuff inside there is what I'm trying to say. We've got baseball getting ready to start up, college basketball finishing up. It's a good time to be checking out a place like bangthebook.com where you've got writers working on all the different sports to help you get a brief look at things that will help you make money. I know it's hard for people who have a full-time job to know what to do with some of these betting lines and the information they get. Bangthebook.com, a great source for things like that. Let's get into the Sweet 16 previews here for Friday night's games. First up, Virginia Tech and Duke. 53% of the bets on Virginia Tech here, 78% of the money on Virginia Tech. This one surprises me a little bit. I would have figured that Duke gets enough love that there wouldn't be so much money, so much action here on Virginia Tech. I guess everybody just saw Duke, just barely get away with the win there against UCF. What a close game, a great game. If you like college basketball, a really, really good game. I know there were questionable calls both ways there at the end of that game, but that was a very good basketball game. Justin Robinson has looked really good to me in his first couple games back for Virginia Tech. With Justin Robinson, I really think Virginia Tech's a team that can beat anybody, capable of beating anybody. I'm not saying I think they'll win this game. They're capable of it. Justin Robinson helps his team have a very high upside. I think Virginia Tech's a top 10 team in the country with him playing well. Buzz Williams' team, I think they'll play hard the entire game. He's a good motivator. I don't think that Duke will be able to outscrap them in this game. Duke does have more talent and is a deeper team than is Virginia Tech. When I look at this game, Duke playing a tougher schedule matters some to me. Also, Duke, a much taller team, big height advantage in this game. Obviously, they didn't have that kind of height advantage with UCF with Taco Fall in the middle. They do have the height advantage in this game. Duke on the boards. Can Virginia Tech hold their own there? I think that's a really big key. I don't have a strong lean in this game at all. I would say that, the total, it's exactly on my number. No lean at all to the over or under. I'll take a very slight lean here to Virginia Tech. I think this is a high variance game, a game where Virginia Tech could pull the upset. It wouldn't stun me. Duke could win by 15 or 20 points. It wouldn't be shocking. So, if you like Virginia Tech, I think maybe put just a little bit, sprinkle a little bit there on the money line, because it's certainly possible that an upset could happen here. I do think Duke's favored for a reason, though. They're an excellent team. LSU, Michigan State. Michigan State -6, 148.5 in this one. 54% of the bets on Michigan State, 63% of the money on LSU. This one's not been bet quite as heavily as some of the other games, so not a ton of action here to go off of as I record this here on Wednesday afternoon to try to give you some lead time for this. I would say my lean in this game would be on the under. There's some sharp money on the under. This one's moved down. Sweet 16 unders have done pretty well over the years. A new venue, neutral site. This is a pretty high total. It's high for a good reason. LSU is a very good offensive team. Michigan State, I will tell you, Michigan State games over the years have been very tough for me to bet totals with because you don't know what Izzo's team's going to do. Are they going to try to slow the game down? Are they going to speed the game up? They're very inconsistent. So I don't love this one, but I do lean to the under. LSU, not a good outside shooting team. LSU will struggle to get open looks here against Michigan State. The big question here is will LSU get offensive rebounds consistently? That's what they've been so good at in the past. Michigan State's a good rebounding team. So I don't think it'll be really easy for LSU to get a bunch of offensive rebounds. I do think they will get some second chance points here. I think their initial offense will have a tough time getting those open looks. Michigan State, they're favored for a reason here. LSU not as good defensively. Obviously, the coaching issues right now with the scandal, or this is one where LSU has more question marks than does Michigan State. If I had to bet a side here, I'd take Michigan State. I don't love laying 6 points here. LSU is so talented. Lean Michigan State, lean the under a little bit more heavily. I don't think I'll bet this game, but those are my leans in this one. Houston and Kentucky, 51% of the bets and 65% of the money is on Houston here. We've got a status of PJ Washington, a big key here. Is Washington going to play in this game? That's the big question mark. I think that bettors are looking to fade Kentucky based on, at least some bettors are looking to fade Kentucky based on the fact that they had such a tough game there against Wofford. I will say Wofford's a really good team. Kentucky also was able to do a really good job contesting those outside jumpers. Kentucky's defense is so good. I really like this Kentucky defense, the way they've played here the last couple months of the year. It's why, I think Kentucky has a really high upside now. Their upside's not what it could be if PJ Washington doesn't play. Obviously, he's so key to their team. Davis, a key player there for Houston. Can Kentucky keep him out of the lane? I think they'll do a better job keeping him out of the lane than say, Ohio State did. Ohio State not really have any great rim protectors. Kentucky does have that. So I think Houston will have a harder time getting into the paint and scoring in this one. Kentucky does a lot of damage at the free throw line. Can Houston keep them off the line? Can they keep them off the offensive glass? I think Kentucky likely wins this game. I do think it'll be a close game. You give me -2.5, I would lean toward Kentucky. You start getting up toward 3.5 or 4, then you wonder if Houston might be a good play. So slightly into Kentucky here in this one. I think that this will be a very good game. I look forward to the intensity of this game. I think both teams are very physical. I think this could be a really fun game to watch. Auburn and North Carolina, the final game here. North Carolina -5, 165, 165.5 the total here. 63% of the bets are on North Carolina, 57% of the money on North Carolina, 59% of the bets on the over, 85% of the money on the over. Why is the money on the over so much? Well, first of all, the money was going to be on the over in this game no matter what. But I think you have to say that Bruce Pearl telling Scott Van Pelt, "I take the over." I think people should take the over. Exactly how he said it, I don't remember, but he said take the over. Viewers have listened here. People tune in. Van Pelt does a great job with his show. I don't blame people for tuning in and listening to that information. The question mark here is what point does the total get too high? This opened at 160. We're seeing some 165.5s here. As we break down this game, both teams love to run. We know that. Both teams want to play fast. This game will be played at a fast pace. Should be a great game to watch. UNC transition defense just a little bit better than is Auburn's over the course of the season, but pretty similar. Auburn's major weakness and my concern if I was taking Auburn here would be Auburn on the defensive glass. Is North Carolina just going to kill them on the boards? North Carolina very aggressive going after their misses. Auburn's big weakness is the defensive glass. How many second chance points is UNC going to get in this one? If I had to take a side here, I would lean toward North Carolina. I will say, if I had to make a bet in this game, though, I'd probably take under 165.5. And I will tell you, that is an epic hold your nose bet. I do not want to bet the under here, but I can't take over 165.5. This is such a high number, been bet up 5.5 points. This is a big game. This means a lot to both teams. Is it going to be surprising if this one finishes 92-89? No, it's not. But I can't take over 165.5. And this one, like I say, my lean would be North Carolina based on the boards. I do think Auburn's a team that can pull upsets based on their outside shooting, and Auburn's certainly playing well here of late. So a very good game here. If I had to take the total, I'd take the under, but man, it pains me to take a North Carolina and Auburn under. So nothing strong there. Give this video a thumbs up if you like this content. Certainly helps out. Subscribe to Bang the Book on YouTube. Also, check out my daily free picks article there at bangthebook.com. You can follow me at Kyle Hunter Picks on Twitter. Follow Bang the Book at Bang the Book. Hey, best of luck this weekend with all your plays, and I will see you back again next week.